early 1900s, during the height of British Raj, a British officer was stationed in the ancient city of Ujjain. He was a man of science, a skeptic who believed only in what he could see and touch. He had heard rumors about a local temple where the stone idol of a god drank alcohol. The officer laughed. He called it a cheap trick by the priest to fool the locals. Determined to expose this fraud, he marched his team to the temple. As they approached the temple ground, he ordered an excavation. His men dug deep around the foundation of the idol. They were looking for secret pipe or hidden drain or some hollow cavity that must be storing this liquid. They dug for hours, and what they found? Well, nothing. Just solid ancient rock. No pipes, no moisture, no smell. The officer stood frozen as he watched priest pour a bottle of whiskey into the stone mouth, and the liquid vanished into the thin air. That day, in Ujjain, a skeptic became a believer. But the question remains, who is this god that defies the laws of physics, and where exactly did the alcohol go? To understand this mystery of Ujjain, we cannot stay in the mortal world. We must look at the nature of time itself. Because this is Kaal Bhairav. In the holy city of Kashi, Lord Shiva is the emperor, but Kaal Bhairav is the Kotwal, the chief of police. Ancient scriptures of Skanda Purana says that no one can enter Kashi without his permission, and no one can leave without his judgment. He is not a soft, forgiving deity. He is Dandapani, the one who holds authority of punishment. He represents the terrifying face of the truth. But how did this soft, meditating Shiva transform into this fierce, skull-carrying Punisher? The story begins before the dawn of humanity. A great cosmic argument broke out between Brahma, the creator, and Vishnu, the preserver. They argued over who was the supreme reality. Brahma, blinded by the ego of his own creation, claimed he was superior because he possessed 5 heads, symbolizing all-knowing nature. But his 5th head was filled with entitlement and pride. During the heat of argument, he looked down at Shiva, who was covered in ash and wore garland of snakes, and laughed. He called Shiva a filthy ascetic, a madman who roams cremation grounds with ghosts and spirits. He shouted,
"I am the creator, and you are unworthy to even stand before me."
In his arrogance, Brahma dared to insult Lord Shiva. The universe trembled. Hearing that insult, Lord Shiva did not just get angry. He manifested into a pure destructive rage. Shiva opened his third eye, and a dark, terrifying being stepped out. He was Kaal Bhairav. He didn't speak, he didn't debate. He simply raised his finger and cut off Brahma's 5th head. The ego was destroyed, and Brahma fell to his knees. But this justice came with a heavy price. Because, you see, Brahma is the creator, and killing him was the ultimate sin called Brahman Hatya. The cut off skull of Brahma stuck to Bhairava's hand. He could not shake it off. He was cursed to roam the universe as a beggar, a Kapalika, eating from the skull, an outcast from the heavens. He wandered for millennia until he reached that one place that washes away all the sins. He stepped into Kashi. As he entered the city, all his sins washed away, and the skull dropped from his hand onto a place still known today as the Kapal Mochan Tirth. Okay, now this legend explains its origin, but it doesn't explain what is happening in the Ujjain today. So let's look closer at the ritual. The priest does not pour the alcohol directly into the hole. He tilts the saucer such that the liquid touches the stone lips. Now, gravity should make it fall down onto the chin, but it doesn't. The liquid travels upwards and inwards, defying gravity. Once the saucer is half empty, the priest pulls it back and gives it back to the devotees as a prasad. Now, skeptics argue that the stone is porous, like a sponge. But if you pour liters of liquid every single day for centuries, the sponge at one time will become saturated and it will start to leak. Here, surroundings are bone dry. There are no ants, there are no flies swarming for the sugar in the alcohol. Silence of science is louder than the temple bells. So why alcohol and not any other drink? Kaal Bhairav reminds us that the time, Kaal, devours everything. It consumes our memories, our lives, and our egos. The alcohol represents the intoxication of the world, that thing that detracts us. Bhairav drinks it so we don't have to. He swallows the poison of our sins so that we can be free. Whether you see it as a myth, mystery, or miracle, one thing is certain. In the face of Kaal Bhairav, all ego must fall, because faith begins where the ego falls. Do you think there is a scientific explanation for the mystery of Ujjain, or is it truly divine? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you have found this story fascinating, then make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, stay curious.